All right. Hey, everybody. Dan Fitzpatrick here, Stock Market Mentor, and it's Gold Wednesday here. I just finished doing a strategy session for our members. Maybe, hopefully, that's you. Going through a lot of gold stocks as well as some other stuff that is likely to work pretty well. But on this free video, I just wanted to focus on Newmont. This has been a real strong stock. What I really like about this is this pattern where draw the box here. It's got rising lows, falling highs. This is like a pinching pattern, and it's pinching right around this 50-day moving average. Excuse me. That's what I like to see. And so that is why I jumped on this stock. Pardon me. That's why I jumped on this stock the other day because it was forming this kind of compression. It's this compression of sellers and buyers getting closer and closer together. It's like they reach an impasse right around 90 bucks. And then, like, whoever's stronger is the winner. The strongest survive. And so then, with the inflation picture and the Fed dropping rates, this thing's starting to move. So I like the stock. I think you can still get it right here. We're in a little bit lower, about $1.50 lower, which isn't very much at all. But you can see where the stop was, and still is at 86.95. The idea is that this can still be a volatile stock. It's not in this kind of an uptrend. It's still in this congestion. So if I'm going to just kind of draw boxes around the various price clusters, these are congestions, and then these are uptrends. This is where you make the money. You don't make the money here. You don't. You make the money when a stock is doing this. Now, it's not doing that now. I wish it was, but it's not. So we get in at a time when it's looking like the uptrend is going to resume, but we're not for sure. That's why we keep a tight stop. But if it does happen and this continues to move higher, well, we already have a position in the stock. So now we're in a position of comfort where we can just ride this. We can just ride this stock higher. So every trade starts with the first purchase, and that's what we have here. So you might want to consider doing that. By the way, if you're not a member of Stock Market Mentor, I strongly suggest you do that. And by the way, to everybody, member or non-member, I'm going to be announcing some pretty cool stuff in the next few weeks. So definitely watch your emails. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be announcing some pretty cool stuff. I'm not going to give you any more information than that. So I hope I've piqued your interest, and that's all I got for you. All right, I'll see you next time.